A close-up of a shocked middle-aged man in casual clothes on a rainy bus window seat, next to a smiling elderly woman whispering to him. Heavy rain streaks on the glass, worn yellow bus lights inside, overlay text, "Ela sabia seu segredo. Mas como," with heart and surprise emojis. Imagine stepping onto a crowded city bus in the pouring rain, just trying to blend in like everyone else. But what if one quiet passenger spots danger lurking behind you, and saves your life with a single whispered warning? What happened next will warm your heart and remind you that true kindness always finds its way back. Stay with me, this story might just restore your faith in people forever. It was a typical stormy evening in Sao Paulo, the kind where the rain hammers down like 1,000 tiny drums on the rooftops. The air outside was thick with that fresh, earthy scent of wet pavement, mixed with the faint exhaust from idling cars. Our story unfolds on bus line 47, weaving through the bustling downtown streets. The bus was packed, office workers shaking off umbrellas, students with backpacks slung low, and families huddling close. Inside, it felt almost cozy, the windows fogged up from the warmth of so many bodies, the fluorescent lights casting a soft glow on tired faces. You could hear the rhythmic swish of wipers, the occasional honk from traffic, and the low hum of conversations blending into a comforting murmur. Now, picture Daniel, a man in his late 40s, sharp-eyed and usually dressed in tailored suits. But not today. Today, he was in faded jeans, a simple hoodie, and an old baseball cap pulled low. Why the disguise? Well, Daniel wasn't just any commuter. He was the CEO of a thriving tech company, one that built apps revolutionizing education in Brazil. He'd made millions, but he started from nothing, growing up in the favelas. To stay grounded, he made a habit of ditching his chauffeured car once a month. Ride the bus like real people, he'd tell himself. Feel the pulse of the city. It kept him humble, reminded him why he fought so hard to succeed. On this rainy ride, Daniel squeezed into a seat near the back, water dripping from his sneakers. He stared out at the blurred city lights, lost in thought about a big merger coming up. But little did he know, someone was watching him. Not in a kind way. That's when Maria entered the scene. She was an elderly woman, maybe in her 70s, with silver hair tied back neatly and a worn shawl around her shoulders. Maria worked as a seamstress in a small shop nearby, but she rode this bus every evening to visit her family. She had that quiet strength about her, always offering a seat to someone in need, or sharing a smile with a stranger. Her eyes were kind, observant, the type that noticed things others missed. She sat across the aisle from Daniel, knitting a little scarf, her needles clicking softly like a gentle heartbeat. The bus lurched forward, and Daniel glanced up. He caught Maria's eye and nodded politely. "Rough weather out there, huh?" he said with a small smile. "Oh, yes, sir," Maria replied softly, her voice warm like fresh cafe comleet. "But the rain, it cleans everything, doesn't it? Makes the world feel new again." She paused, tilting her head. "You look like you could use a dry spot. Here, take this handkerchief if you need." Daniel chuckled lightly, accepting it. "Thank you, ma'am. That's kind of you." Their chat flowed naturally, about the traffic, the rising costs of living, simple things. Maria shared how she loved listening to old samba records on rainy nights, and Daniel mentioned his fondness for quiet evenings with a book. It was easy, genuine, no pretense. But as they talked, something shifted. You see, about halfway through the ride, a man in a dark coat boarded at a stop. He was unassuming at first, mid-30s, scanning the crowd. But Maria noticed him lingering too long near the back, his eyes flicking toward Daniel more than once. She furrowed her brow slightly. Why did he seem so focused? And then, she saw it. The man pulled out his phone discreetly, snapping a quick photo. Daniel didn't notice. He was too busy wiping fog from the window. But Maria's heart quickened. She knew the signs. She'd seen enough in her long life to spot trouble brewing. But how could she possibly know this was more than just a random creep? What was really at stake here? Hang on, because what happened next built a quiet tension that had Daniel's pulse racing. The bus hit a pothole, jolting everyone. Maria leaned forward just a bit, her voice dropping to a whisper. "Sir, forgive me for saying, but that man behind you, he's been watching you since he got on. I think he might be following you. Don't look now, but his phone, it's aimed your way." Daniel froze, his casual demeanor cracking. He kept his eyes forward, but whispered back, "Are you sure?" "Why would?" "Yes, sir," Maria interrupted gently, her tone steady and polite. "I've seen types like him before. Maybe it's nothing, but better safe. When we stop next, slip out the back door quick. I'll distract if needed, ask him for directions or something." Her words were calm, but they carried weight. Daniel's mind raced. As CEO, he had enemies, rival companies digging for dirt, especially with that merger looming. Could this be a corporate spy? Or worse, someone from his past? The suspense hung thick, like the humid air outside. The bus slowed for the next stop, rain pounding harder. Maria acted first. She stood slowly, as if stretching her legs, and turned toward the man. "Excuse me, young man," she said warmly, blocking his view. "Do you know if this bus goes all the way to Villa Mariana?" "My eyes aren't what they used to be for the signs." The man mumbled something, distracted. In that moment, Daniel slipped out the rear door, heart pounding. He darted into the rain, hailing a cab a block away. Safe, but stunned. How did that kind woman spot it so fast? And why risk helping a stranger? The mystery gnawed at him all night. The next morning, the rain had cleared, leaving the city sparkling under the sun. Daniel couldn't shake it off. He had to go back, find her, thank her properly. This time, no disguise. He boarded the same bus line, but in his usual sharp suit, carrying a small bouquet of flowers and a box of chocolates. He scanned the seats, and there she was, Maria, knitting again in her spot. "Ma'am," he said softly, approaching with a warm smile. "It's me, from yesterday." In the rain, Maria looked up, her eyes widening in recognition. But not surprise. "Oh, sir, you came back. I hoped you were all right." They sat together as the bus rolled on. Daniel handed her the gifts. "Thank you, truly. You saved me from who knows what." "But, how did you know?" "About the man, I mean. And me." Maria smiled gently, setting her knitting aside. There was a pause, a deep, emotional breath. "Sir, I recognized you the moment you sat down. Not from the papers or anything flashy. From years ago, when my grandson was just a boy." Daniel tilted his head, confused. "Your grandson?" "Yes," she said, her voice softening with warmth. "His name is Lucas. Back in 2012, he was struggling, smart kid, but we couldn't afford college. Then, your company started that scholarship program for favela kids. Anonymous, they said, but I saw your face at a community event once, handing out the first checks quietly. Lucas got one. It changed his life. He's an engineer now, with a family of his own. He sends me pictures every week." Daniel's eyes misted over. He'd forgotten about that program, one of many he'd funded quietly after making it big. But to her, it was everything. I had no idea. That was so long ago. Maria nodded, touching his arm lightly. Kindness like that, it doesn't fade, sir. I saw you yesterday, looking ordinary, but I knew. And when I spotted that trouble, well, it was my turn to help. No big thing, just paying it forward. The revelation hit like a wave, heartfelt and pure. Daniel offered more. Please, let me help you now. Anything, a better home, support for your family. But Maria shook her head politely, her eyes shining. Oh, thank you, sir, but I'm content. A simple life suits me. Knowing Lucas is thriving, that's my riches. Just keep doing what you do. The world needs more like you. Their conversation lingered, touching on memories, laughs shared over small victories. By the time Daniel stepped off, his heart felt fuller, lighter. As the bus pulled away, Daniel watched it go, reflecting on how one forgotten act had circled back in his hour of need. It's moments like these that show us, life has a way of weaving kindness into a beautiful loop. And you know what? If this story touched your heart, like it did mine, hit that like button, subscribe for more tales that restore your faith in humanity, and comment, "Kindness returns," below. Who knows, your story might be next.